really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
And he's going to have a Browns first down as he gets it up past the 35.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here.
On first down, it's Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They run toss to the right with Drake. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. So this rivalry, Charles, here in the Buckeye State, Cincinnati and Cleveland, you know, you felt like for a while it took a dip as these two franchises struggled. But now I think this rivalry is budding again as one of the best under-the-radar rivalries in the NFL.
I agree with you absolutely, because both of these teams have the arrow pointing up. They've kind of solved their quarterback issues. They're building up their rosters. But one of the most defining moments of this rivalry to me wasn't even in a Browns-Bengals game. It was a Seahawks-Bengals game. But head coach Sam Peich addressed the crowd and emphasized that Cincinnati was the place to be.
But, Charles, I think his exact words were, you don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. Off play action, Tannehill. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man, maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Romeo Okwara in on the tackle. Second and 10. From the gun, here's Tannehill. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. Now they come into this one with an 0-8 record. The playoffs obviously out the window weeks ago. For now, their season boils down really to one question. How do we come up with that first win?
It's a great question, and I do think that they'll get it because they've been close a few times. But in order to get it done, morale has to stay high, so a lot of that goes on the coaching staff. You know, easy to coach when you're 7-1. That's a piece of cake. But with their record right now, how do they manage to keep these guys going in the right direction? And they're going to need some help from some of those veterans in the locker room as well.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. On the give, this is Drake. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. Well, this defense for the Bengals, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
Here's Drake one more time on 2nd down. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. A 40-yard punt, no return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Meanwhile, down in Dallas, an update from there. The Broncos have taken the early lead, and we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. The Bengals drive about to get going. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or a 2nd seed come playoff time.
Here's 2nd and 10. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
They'll try to run for the 1st down with Hunt. Shreds the tackle, and he's brought down, but not before picking up the 1st with a very effective stiff arm. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
1st and 10, 46-yard line. Ready? Hey, check back 45. Check back 45. Check it out.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. Tackle made by Chase Young. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. they also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
We're scoreless after one. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Tannehill. Going right back to Fant. Touchdown, Bengals. Noah Fant, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Hightower not going to attempt a run back, and his guys will begin at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And we're in the middle part of the season where each week starts to become a little more important, and especially this, Charles, being a division matchup.
Yeah, you haven't fired the starter's pistol or rang the bell lap.
Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Aaron Donald with a sack.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Darnold completing it here to Marvin Jones.
And now his yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. Now Darnold. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Tannehill. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it. But I think a Bengal player was able to get in there. He was. And they'll keep possession of the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Now it's Tannehill. Throw left side complete. That's Hunt. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Browns drive about to get started. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Here's Darnold. It's brought in complete. It's John Brown. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. Now a handoff for Drake. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Back to throw, Darnold. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And Darnold going to slide to the ground here, but not before he does pick up the first down. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Now a draw play with Drake. On the stop was Aaron Donald.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
At the Bengals' 39-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Faking the give, Darnold. He's going deep for Brown. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. John Brown. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there, as that's batted down and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there, because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. To throw is Tannehill. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Tannehill. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
10 yards to go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Tannehill. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Throwing again is Tannehill. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Tannehill. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Cole Hardman, his 19th touchdown now on the season, and the Bengals have taken the lead. Extra point put through by Boswell, and that makes the score 14-7. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. John Hightower now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. This complete to Jones. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. That is caught. It's Uzama. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Darnold now to throw. Darnold, he lost the football, and the Bengals have recovered it. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
Following the fumble recovery, Tannehill. Going down the middle, and it's complete. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Tannehill. He's going to go deep for Conley. And this is caught. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
First down and goal to go.
Now Tannehill. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Cincinnati and Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's a handoff to Hunt running left. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And the catch made by Hopkins. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Big stop, Pete. Big stop. Let's go. Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike.
They'll run on 1st down. Hunt, and not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Tannehill. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. He's got his tight end fan. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. Sliding out of the pocket, going for it all. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Ryan Tannehill. And the Bengals take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Maxwell now to kick it away after the touchdown. John Hightower now from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Browns drive about to get started. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Drake. Running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 43-yard line.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. That's caught. It's John Hightower. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 36. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 36. Off of play action, Darnold. And this is going to be incomplete.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. Running from the shotgun with Drake. And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he's stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. To throw is Darnold. That's complete to Hightower. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Throwing quickly, Darnold, that's complete. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
2nd down from the 8. They can get a 1st down by reaching the 5. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might well go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Running, it's Drake. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. first and goal, Drake. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they've met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Kenyon Drake with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
At the 26-yard line.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Bengals on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Tannehill. And he will find his man on the outside. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fielded at the 20. 44-yard punt, return of 9.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Now it's 2nd and 9. A give running right, Drake. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Darnold from the gun. That's caught by his tight end, Uzomah. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. They'll get that one out quickly to Brown. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Back to throw, Darnold. Open man is Uzomah. A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
The Browns on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 6. Again, Darnold. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield. If one piece of that puzzle gets disrupted, it affects the entire chance of success.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 45 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. Swings this out for Hunt. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
On second down now. It's Hunt, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 17 at a Cincinnati first down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. On first down, Hunt. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll try the air now with Tannehill. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. picked off by Malik Hooker. And the Browns are right back in this football game. A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
The Browns drive about to get started. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
And Darnold got to be intercepted for the third time.
Picked off at the 15. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner, forget starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
After the interception, here's Tannehill. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they look for that final touchdown to salt this one away. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead now up to 14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. The Browns drive about to get started. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Darnold to throw. Escaping the pressure right.
This will be taken in by Hightower.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
Here's Darnold. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Darnold. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Fourth down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. The Bengals go down to a knee in the victory formation. The Bengals go down to a knee in the victory formation. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Cincinnati, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, it's another week, another loss as they fall now to 0-9. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots.